What's up, everyone? Thank you for joining us. My name is Ricari, and with me I've got Adam Icegreen.
Hello.
Who is the creative director on Killer Instinct. And we are going to talk through, kind of out of left field here, out of nowhere, we're going to go through Shadow Lords.
Yeah, we're just going to run through the mode. We're going to take everyone's questions, answer anything you want to ask about the mode, talk about it. Yeah.
Because we're coming up. We got a little more than a month left till it goes out.
Yeah, exactly. And for the people that aren't at Gamescom, we thought it would be fun, since that's on the show floor and people can play it, we would just run through it and let you guys ask questions. We can talk about the mode, what we wanted to do, and all that, and so that you don't feel left out for not being able to go to Gamescom.
Because, IGN's like, Destin got to go through and actually get the full experience today to walk through.
I know, right?
But I think it was his messages yesterday that made us realize, like, people really want to know a lot about this, and there's a lot to talk about.
Yeah, and it's a complicated mode, right? It's like taking elements of an RPG and a roguelike and mixing them with a fighting game, and it's something that kind of some other games have done a little bit of, but no one's really taken it to the level that we are, and it can be pretty deep.
So we've got 90 minutes in here right now.
Yep.
But believe it or not, we're actually just going to start to blow the lid off of this thing. And I was talking to C-Styles, and I think I convinced him to do one playthrough every morning.
Oh, really?
Through the weekend. And I'm going to do one playthrough every night. So consider this almost AMA-ish, if you will.
Yeah.
Now, we do have to say this is still in preview. There's still a lot that's going to change.
Mm-hmm.
But,
yes, we are still working on the mode. We are still making tweaks. I think we're good with a lot of it. We're not happy with all of it. Some of the flow is a little slow for what we're doing. We want to make some improvements to the Conrad's shop. There's a whole bunch of things we're working on. So this is going to continue to evolve basically as we go through it. But this is just a great start overview. Get it going. Let everyone see what we've been doing.
Why not?
Yeah,
let's just go.
Go.
So actually, we're playing on who's behind us. You can't tell, but Kiefer's account. So we're actually going to go through the very first thing that you'll see when you boot up KI and Shadow Lords is unlocked for you. Mm-hmm. And for some of you, that will be coming way sooner than a month from now. That should actually be starting next week. Hold me to it. No, but let's get rolling right off the bat. So you'll notice that Shadow Lab has been replaced by Shadow Lords in the main menu. And when you get in, you're just going to hit it. Oh, how do I go? It really doesn't matter. You're going to hit new game and decide your difficulty.
I would highly suggest, for those of you that play KI casually or don't play a lot online, normal is what you want to play. We expect everyone to be able to get through normal, and that's what we're kind of balancing for, is that for you players that have played KI for a long time or experienced with fighting games, normal is probably just like kiddie. I don't want to say it because I don't want to belittle the people that really find normal fun. That's not the point. But challenging is probably where you want to end up, because where the difficulty gets higher, we ramp the stakes of the game. Also, once you get all of the way the game works is it's almost like you can imagine like Diablo, where you kind of opt into higher difficulties based on rewards. It's similar here. So start on normal, get your feet wet, understand the game, understand the systems and how you play through and beat Gargos, and then move up in difficulty to get better and better rewards, because you're kind of going to need those, especially as you move up to Godlike, in order to really get the really juicy stuff. You're going to have all the rewards from the previous modes to really make that sing. So
doesn't matter for now, so we'll just jump in normal and just show you what to expect out of the box.
There is another
I play on normal.
You play normal? I've been playing challenging.
Well, so everyone does once they get through normal, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so we got first question. Will Mimic colors be unlocked to play? Yes.
Yeah, Craig spoiled that one long ago.
Yes, you will be able to unlock Mimic colors for every single character in the game, including the guests, from playing through Shadow Lords. Now, how exactly you're going to do that in Shadow Lords, we're not going to give that away just yet. But you will be. There's a whole bunch of stuff, several things that you can unlock. Actually, multiple things that you can unlock by playing through Shadow Lords.
I feel bad because I'm like, I know we don't get to hear it. But I know everyone's probably listening in.
I know, like everyone gets to see the cool stuff going on. I really like our narrator. I think he's kind of fun. It's got this good comic booky kind of like, meanwhile at the Hall of Justice.
It does feel like that.
Right? And I thought that was super fun. Okay, so we got another question here. Is Shadow Lords a new campaign mode? Yes. So Shadow Lords is our campaign mode that we put together for Season 3, but it really encompasses every character in the game. The new characters for this season get more story than the other ones do, but we've tried to give everyone something, and there's definitely even if not everyone has cinematics, we definitely have dossiers and text and all these backgrounds and quests built into the games for each individual character that kind of fills in what's going on with them when during this Gargos invasion.
So we shouldn't expect, like other games have had, a full-blown cinematic experience. It's going to be different. We're delivering that information in a different way.
Yeah, no, this is not like Mortal Kombat's story mode, right? Like, this is not some massive, cinematically heavy, like, really cool. I really like Mortal Kombat, what they've done with Soul playing Mortal Kombat, but this, we weren't trying to make that.
Absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely. All right, let's go.
Okay, so we got some, while Ricari is loading up, so as you can see here, we've got, an Omen's popped out as Gargos is invading, and now Jago's going to have to go and deal with him. This is part of our new user experience. We're playing off the Xbox build right now. The PC build is ahead right now because it's just the way we deploy builds. But basically, there's a tutorial that you're going to run through as a new player. Basically just to make sure, hey, do you understand these things? Because we expect a lot of people that might try this mode out haven't really given KI a lot of play yet. So the good news is while this version that you're looking at right now, you can't skip any of this stuff. For you people that are very experienced in this, there's options to basically skip all of the tutorial and start on day one and go right into the game. But this is basically just a little rundown of just the basics of KI, without really going into the dojo. So let's see, some questions. Do other characters aside from Conra and Gargos have in-game voice lines? Right now, no. So Conra, because he's our shopkeeper and because we really, the shopkeeper is kind of an homage to a lot of Japanese games, RPGs and games that have like a wacky shopkeeper that has a whole bunch of interesting dialogue. And so we wanted, when we were developing this mode, we wanted to make sure that Conra, he was just perfect for it, right? Because he collects artifacts and everything. We wanted to make sure that Conra had a lot of dialogue, and of course Gargos being the boss, you got to give him some lines. It also helps that the guy who...
I was going to say this bit.
The reason this really is convenient, of course, is because while we definitely... the same voice actor that does an amazing job with Conra also does an amazing job with Gargos. So when we had him in the studio, we were able to get lines from him we were getting for both characters, so it kind of worked out that way. We haven't thought about pulling everyone back into the mix. I would love to someday do a fully voiced version of KI with everybody, because there are some really great voices for the characters. It'd be interesting because you'd have to constantly be going through their native languages and subtitles, though, right? Because Hisako wouldn't be speaking in English, right? And Sadira speaking Thai, and so we have all of these kind of challenges as we go between all the characters. So we'd have to figure that out, but that would be fun to do someday.
The Astral plane.
So as you're loading up and doing this, I'm going to answer questions here. So Science Joe, how dialogue heavy is Shadow Lords? There's a lot of dialogue in Shadow Lords. There's a lot of lines. Our writer Noble has been... He looks pretty haggard about now with all of the lines.
He does need to shave.
Right next to him. He's like...
He's got his playoff beard going.
Yeah, he does. He does have his playoff beard going right now. And he's been working really hard with the guys at Iron Galaxy to really kind of flesh out the dialogue lines. But to give you an example, like every time you face Gargos at the end of the game, depending on your character, there's unique dialogue. There's unique dialogue interactions between a lot of the different characters in different scenarios. And all of the different missions have different dialogue surrounding them, and some of the characters that are special to those missions have unique dialogue as well. So a lot of it is done, of course, in text because it's easy for us to write that, and it's a fun way to expand it. But yeah, there's a lot. Is the Astral Plane only unlocked in Shadow Lords? If you mean, so that's 746X asking that question. Now, if you mean, is the Astral Plane only playable in Shadow Lords? The answer is no. You can unlock the Astral Plane for use in every mode in the game, including multiplayer. How you unlock it? You're going to have to beat Gargos on the... it's not on normal. It's on...
I think it's on normal.
No, I don't want to commit to that.
Has it been changed? Well, yeah.
I'm not sure. Like,
Colt did it on normal.
It used to be. So anyway, you've got to beat Gargos.
That was a long time ago.
You're going to have to beat Gargos on one of the modes in order to unlock the stage. But once it's unlocked, you can use it in every mode in the game. I know people are like, is there a knockoff? Is there a stage ultra? No, there is not one right now. I'd love to, we'd love to do more stage ultras given the time. Right now, it's just a really cool stage. Honestly, you know how we took out the training stage, right? We said no training stage. We didn't want that to be one that was featured in a lot of tournaments and things like that, right? Because you always end up with that tournament stage. You're like, I have a feeling this is going to be the stage. Actually, this is totally going to be the stage everybody plays on. Where I think some players are going to have an issue because you don't really know where the walls are per se. this stage is just so clean and kind of awesome and simple that I think a lot of people are just going to jump to it.
Do you want to go behind the scenes and go way back to pre-season 3 when we said 3 stages and have that be one of the reasons why we said 3 stages? Is because this wasn't always unlockable.
No, it originally was not unlockable. The guys at IG, I was really... we love the idea of taking the credits stage and doing something with it, and we kind of really pushed, and IG figured out a way to get the time in to be able to build that 4th stage for us, because originally we weren't going to have it, but we really wanted Gargos to have something too. It's not like we don't want everyone to have their stages, but given the focus that we had for Shadow Lords, it just worked out better to do it this way. But yeah, now you get this really cool bonus unlockable stage, which is a good way to say, like, I beat Gargos because I've got this badass stage. All right, so here's Kan-Ra taking Kim and the body of unconscious, nearly dead Jago back to his archives emporium. And of course, this was a great fit, right? Because Kan-Ra is such a great collector of artifacts, and his whole deal is that he's still alive because he's balancing this ridiculous amount of curses and boons that he's got on himself in order to keep himself alive. It's like he's got this thing. It's like, you're going to die in a week. This stops that, but also gives you this power, right? And he's constantly doing this juggle of all these magics in order to keep himself going and powerful. And so him having all these artifacts and wanting to collect more is just a great excuse for us to have all of the heroes going out and getting things in order to give to him in order for exchange for things that you need in order to help with Gargos.
And his lines in the Emporium are hilarious.
Oh, they're great. Like, I have so much fun writing Kan-Ra. Like, Kan-Ra is one of those characters that, like Noble will write a bunch of lines, I'll write a bunch of lines, and then I'll always be like, ooh, wait. Him and Cinder are the ones that I'm always like, oh, wait, no, I got to put some more. But yeah, Kan-Ra's got some wonderful lines in here, especially if you stick around. So one of the things, if you just kind of hang out in the Emporium, you start getting a whole bunch of lines.
Oh, I haven't done that.
Oh, yeah.
I haven't just hung out there.
If you just hang out, he'll start saying things like, I know it may seem that I really enjoy your company, but I don't. Get out, right?
Like it slices, it dices.
That's
my favorite
He's got
one.
all kinds of great lines that he does, because, God, we love Kan-Ra. He's just such a fun, great villain that's, he's always a villain, but yet he does some stupid stuff, like, I don't know, opening portals to Gargos and resurrecting Idol. He keeps trying, though, right? He's got his heart set on being a good villain, but he's just not found the awesome thing yet to, really put him in power. But he keeps trying. That's what we love about him.
So I've got this team, and somebody's kind of mentioned it here.
Yeah.
First time I go through this, I don't get to select my team, correct?
That's correct. So the first time that you play Shadow Lords, your starting team is kind of set for you. You start with Jago and Kim Woo. You get an opportunity really quickly to get a 3rd character into your team. But the first time you play, it's kind of set. You basically have to go with these guys because we're just telling the story through that tutorial section for what we call the first-time user experience, right? The Fatui. You have to play them. But once you're done with that, like right now, once Rukari gets to day 1, if Rukari gets to day 1 and he quits out of the game and immediately starts again, he's going to be taking the character select, and it lets you choose your what do we call it? Your commander. Basically, you choose your team captain. Yep, and then you choose your 2 characters that you want to start with. You're still going to have opportunities while you play through to take other characters and switch them out. You'll have missions where you'll actually play, instead of playing against, like, here's one of the mimics, right, with the cool mimic skin, which you can unlock. You've got the opportunity to actually pick up other characters, but you have to trade them off because you can only have 3.
Yep.
So anytime you take one
risk
character,
reward everywhere in this mode.
Well, because you got to be like, ooh, I like Hisako a lot because she's got this cool bonus power against Astral stuff. But if I take her, I'm gonna have to either lose like Saberwolf or whoever my other character is, and you might be really good with her and good with Saberwolf, but not with Hisako, right? So you have to make those choices. Do you want the rewards they can get you in the missions, or do you want to play characters that you're really strong with? It's up to you. Right. So, Zariest, you're correct. Jago only has to be on your team for the first playthrough, but like I said, you could quit out once you get to day 1 and just immediately go to start the game over again, pick your team. So it's all up to you. If you want to play through Jago the first time, that's totally cool. There's going to be a little bit more story to follow with the first time through with Jago, just because we want to get everyone to make sure they understand the experience. But yeah, you can do what you want. So Jago's Taigo Spirit and Kim Woo's Dragon Spirit are astral gods. Are there others? Well, there may be. The Guardians themselves are tied to all kinds of cool things. Jago's Spirit wasn't necessarily one of them because of the whole deal that Gargos was basically impersonating the Tiger Spirit for so long. But Kim's is definitely one of them. She's got one of the last free ones that was able to escape when Gargos basically kind of took over power in the Astral realm.
I can actually. There's no more scenes that they'll need to see from this, right?
No, I think are we into day 1 now? Yeah.
Yeah,
I think
day 1.
You just finished. You resurrected Jago, so
Yep.
now you're through, and that's basically the tutorial. All we wanted to do with the tutorial part is kind of get you through the basics of the game, how to play it, like how to use artifacts, how to use potions, because that stuff's really important. Because one of the things about this game is that you don't recover health after every fight. It's like an RPG. You basically have to heal. And so you've got to know how to use items. Otherwise, you're going to forget, and suddenly you're going to have 10% health, and then you're going to be dead. So you want to talk about the. So right now, this is the last part, actually, right? Which is we're basically talking about deployment. So not only because one of the cool things about this is, as you go through the game and you start doing all of these missions, you can fight or deploy characters.
They're making me day 2. I get to deploy.
Yeah, day 2 you get to deploy. So first day you got to fight both. And every character can have one fight a day, right? Is the way that it works. So you can see here some little dialogue between the two. Now we're going to get in the fight. So some of the stuff that Ricari quickly did is like equip that battle stim. That's actually a potion you use by hitting the taunt button in the game, and those all give you cool powers and bonuses, usually for a limited amount of time.
I'm going to tell you right now, I always taunt after I knock someone down.
Oh, and then
if you haven't used your consumable, you will use it at that very point.
Yeah, you probably don't want to do that then.
Smart guy. Smart guy I am. How hard is Godlike? Actually, we can show you. We may not go into Godlike.
Godlike is...
But we can show you because there's denominations on each mission to let you know
yeah,
how tough
so like here's one of the powers, right? Rage. So these are the kind of crazy modifiers that we have in the game now, and there's artifacts and potions you can use to counter this stuff. But basically this guy, you block him, you're still taking full damage. Yeah, that's going to be fun.
And here's the consumable.
Right, here's your consumable. So the one that you have equipped, you get 15 seconds of unlimited shadow. It just doesn't drain, right? So that leads to some ludicrous combos that you can do with this.
I'm just going to hit block and see if I can actually block some of these attacks.
Oh, you can block them. You'll just take full damage from them.
There you go. See the damage going down?
Yep. It's taking damage anyway. All right, so let's ask some questions while Ricari's beating on this guy. Well, you get team bonuses for having a certain team. There are some unique things that happen based on your team composition. Like you could imagine, for example, if you put Maya and Mira in a team, something interesting might happen. Are there specific bonuses for them? We don't have that in yet right this second, but that's something that I would love to explore. The cool thing is it would be something that we could add down the road.
What do I have? Free shadow?
You have unlimited shadow once you activate that. Here it goes. See, it's draining. So just use shadow.
There we go.
You should just be doing shadow as much as you can. So you can see the timer is going down on your buff, right? So until that ends, you should just...
you did not break that.
Oh, see? Right, you're going to get all... Yeah, you still got a little bit. Oh, just burn it. Okay, now you're out. But still, you did some good damage.
That I did.
When does Shadow Lords release? What's our release date?
September 20th.
There we go. See? Thank you. Ricari knows all this stuff. Does Shadow Jago play a role in Shadow Lords, or is he just bonus content? No, Shadow Jago's is in Shadow Lords as well. Some of the rationale around how that happened is when Jago basically channels the shadow energy to stop Gargos at the end there and blasts back into the world and everything goes to hell. Shadow Jago kind of gets a chance to come back because with all of these mimics and everything like that, the fiction's it's comic book, right? Haha, I'm back again. But yeah, Shadow Jago's in. He's got stuff he does. You can play him. You can use him. Is Shadow Lords nice name? Underwear Apprentice wants to know. I love these names. Is Shadow Lords a separate purchase, or does it come with the season? It comes as part of season 3. It's the every season we've had a story mode that comes towards the end of the game. Shadow Lords is the big mode for this season. So yes, you're going to. That is just comes if you own season 3. You have access to Shadow Lords.
This is a great question. We'll have to touch on more later. But that gets into some future stuff.
Oh, it does. Yeah. So let's just go through.
We can get there.
So someone wants to wait. Did Gargos send Omen to possess Jago, or when the Shadow Ring left Jago, it became Omen? Yeah. So what happened is that Gargos basically possessed Jago through worshiping the tiger spirit. the manifestation of that energy is the thing called Omen. Basically, Gargos has this whole slew of omens. They're kind of his minions that he uses to go and do all of his his henchmen essentially. So what ended up happening is that when Jago finally was able to expel the spirit from him and lose the possession, that energy actually manifested into an omen on the physical plane, which wasn't kind of supposed to happen. And that individual omen is kind of like, hey, I kind of like being free. This is kind of cool. While he still works with Gargos, he realizes like having individuality is kind of an interesting thing. So Omen is his own thing now. Basically, it's like Jago vomited up all the shadow energy, and that basically became Omen. How's that for a quote on Omen?
That's wonderful, actually.
Basically, Shadow Jago vomit is what turned into Omen and made him so badass.
All right, I'll get to this last day, and then we'll switch profiles.
All right, okay. You're just playing through today just to
play through today to get to the last little bit, deploy, show how that works,
right.
And then we'll go through.
Right, and as you can see, each character has different buffs, like we were saying. Like right now, Jago's got one of the Guardians. So Guardians. So this is a fun thing for us. What we wanted to do is give you guys a way to really kind of break Killer Instinct in terms of the gameplay that you've come to expect. And the Guardians allow us to do that in all kinds of fun ways. Everything from the Exemplar that lets you parry, like you're playing Street Fighter 3, or to things like Ram, who does Ram is not
psychic breakers.
Ram is a psychic breaker,
yep.
Right? So Ram lets you just build up to the point where you can get a breaker without actually having to know the power level. And then there's all kinds of tiers of these guys too. So they just get more and more powerful, and they get crazier and crazier. If any of you guys remember Rainbow, the Rainbow mod chips for Street Fighter 2, one of our inspirations was to be able to capture some of that wacky stuff that you could do in Rainbow here in KI in a way that would be super fun. Rainbow got a little crazy, right? But I think we've toned it down a little bit from that. But they're super fun. And in Guardians, we'll talk about them. We'll have to go to the screen. And
Yep.
Once,
we'll definitely look at them.
Once you're through this, we'll go. But you can see.
But let's see if I can get them to.
And they look really cool. I freaking love how the Guardians look. Like that ram head. See, there's a psychic breaker.
And I just hit medium.
Nope. You're like, doesn't matter what power. As you can see, it's filling up, and then they stack over time, so you can have multiple stacks of them too. And depending on how powerful your Guardian is, that's how many uses you get and how fast it fills up. How many you said there are hundreds of items. How many modifiers are there? There are a lot. I don't know off the top of my head. There's a ton of.
Yeah, Craig dropped it there. Between skins, consumables, and everything else.
Yeah,
like
about artifacts. Yeah, with like artifacts and potions and everything, there's definitely like over 100 things that you can use or equip. Modifiers, there's a ton. There's got to be at least, and they're all in different power levels. There's at least 20 different modifiers that can happen individually on characters, and then there's also board affecting modifiers as well, which is some of the stuff that the artifacts do. We'll talk about that in a minute. All right, beat up that mimic. Look how cool the Fulgor looks. That green, he's awesome.
Couldn't help it.
Oh, you got it.
Couldn't help it. Yeah, couldn't help it.
Man, I know people are like, "Oh, that animation is so cheesy. Why don't you fix it?"
I think that was the point.
No, that's the point.
That is
guys.
the exact point.
It was super cheesy.
It really reminds me of old school KI.
Totally. I think that's the problem sometimes is everyone thinks that we're always going to be serious with things, and we're like, no, but we like to have some things that are so.
We gotta have some fun. Gotta have some fun.
Okay, so you want to take this? Do you have to have the Supreme Edition of KI to play Shadow?
I want to make sure I say this the right way, but I believe the answer is no. I know the answer is no. As a matter of fact, we are going to have a way to have a character that is playable by everyone, whether or not you own the game.
Yep.
And you will be restricted, to the characters you own, and I believe the characters that are on free rotation.
Yes, that's correct.
And then outside of that, you would just have to own those characters.
Yes, that's
correct. But we are going to give everyone a character to use in Shadow Lords.
That's correct. That is correct.
Yeah. It's funny, I haven't even thought about how we talk about that yet. And then I was like, oh, wow, it's here. No, we
we can...
But no, it'll be Jago.
Yeah,
so Jago will be the free character that everyone will have.
Yeah, so there's going to be, from once Shadow Lords launches, everyone that plays KI, whether they bought anything or not, will own Jago. Free and clear.
Period.
You'll be able to play him, all achievements, play him in every mode, do whatever you want. You've got him for free forever. The rotating character will then be another character that we'll continue to rotate free characters just like we have every week. Jago will just never be part of that again because everyone will have him. So At the worst case, if you don't own anything from KI, you'll have 2 characters to play with for Shadow Lords mode. You'll always have Jago, and you'll have whoever the free rotating character is.
So if you've only got those 2 characters, do you only go through Shadow Lords with 2 characters?
That's correct. So if you only have 2 characters, you're only going to be able to play 2 characters in Shadow Lords. That's going to make the game get harder the further you get into it. But then again, you could just keep, if you play, fail, because that's okay. It's okay to lose in Shadow Lords, right?
You are going to
Yeah,
lose.
you're going to lose.
Let me tell you right
you're
now.
You're going to lose. Everybody loses.
Will fail.
This is one of those things you just have to get over it. It's kind of like playing Dark Souls. Just accept, once you accept that you're going to die, it's all okay. And then you're like, all right, it's just a learning experience. And because everything you take with you into the next playthrough. So even people that are only with 2 characters, play enough, they're eventually going to be able to probably, I'd be amazed. I bet someone will beat Gargos.
Someone will.
2. And then if someone does it with 1, wow.
Oh, my.
Well, depends on the mode you're playing and how much stuff you have, right? Like, someone that's playing on challenging could roll through normal, probably with 1 character, and beat Gargos.
That's true.
Right? So it's all a matter of perspective.
There we go. We did it. Welcome.
Okay,
We're on my
so
own
there's
now.
the basics. All right, so, yeah, so that was the whole training thing that you go through the first time. Of course, he's in day 3. You could have quit out before this and actually started a new playthrough. So this UI is still in flux. Yes, we're still changing things. We're still moving things around. Now, Rukari is switching profiles.
Yep. Because I've played through.
But my achievements.
Kiefer, no
right?
achievements
Kiefer's
back
like,
there.
Man.
Because I've played through, I will never see that first-time user experience again. That training,
Yes,
that tutorial.
that's correct. You can opt in to doing it again when you choose at the beginning. When you choose, like when you go to the screen, we'll show it. Right? Are you going to start from the beginning on your profile? now? Okay, great.
I'm going to go brand new, but really we want to touch on the growth, right? Because I've played through a few times and I've gotten my ass beat a few times.
Rukari's gotten a whole bunch of stuff. And like I said, we're still tweaking with itemization, so I think you actually have stuff you probably wouldn't even have this many playthroughs into the game.
Oh.
Based on kind of what we've been working on. So you've probably got some super juicy stuff that you should be able to roll through with the new balance changes, right? You're still playing on the Xbox build. But yeah, he's going to roll. He should be able to roll through on some of the new stuff. With
Hopefully
some of the
so.
Things
And I'm actually going to go challenging because I really want to show you guys the difficulty changes that happen and how quick they happen.
Oh yeah.
So we're going to go new game.
So actually back up for a minute. Back up again. Go to new game. Go Shadow Lords, new game, because there was that pop-up screen. So right here, see, again, you keep all your stuff every time you play through. Right.
Yep.
So don't worry
and I
about.
can show you that off the bat.
Yep.
Off the bat.
So Rukari's gonna have a whole bunch of stuff, and we'll go through and talk about that, like the Guardians and everything. All right. So here he goes.
So now I get to select my team and my team captain. You know what I just found out today, and I had no idea was a thing. See what happens when I highlight Conra, and what happens to Kim Woo?
Ooh, that's not.
Kim Woo might be under us. Is that gonna be there?
No.
Preview.
Why
Watch
is she
this.
locked?
You want to know why? Because there's story things that I need to do to unlock her, to be a part of the team.
That is true. Yep. There are things you have to do. Well, that's why people are probably going to ask, why is Gargos and Idol locked? Well, Gargos is locked until you beat him.
Went too far.
Yep. Gargos is locked until you beat him at least once. Idol. So there's a whole bunch of stuff coming when Idol lands, including a very unique quest chain that you're going to get to. We had that great trailer with, Conra resurrecting Idol. Well, you're going to play up to the point of that happening and then play through the aftermath of that too, once Idol releases. So,
once Idol releases, huh?
Yeah.
This
Once
is like,
Idol comes out in Shadow Lords.
So is there a reason why this is called Shadow Lords and not just
Lords.
Shadow Lords? Yeah. There's a reason it's plural.
Yeah, there is more than there was always a reason it was plural.
I know people are going to start reading
for
into everything we say now.
people. Well, we do that.
I know.
Like,
We do that on purpose.
we kind of tell you what we're doing. It's just people have to pay attention if they listen closely enough, right? What we're actually doing in the game. But anyway, so here he's choosing his team. Of course, you got to dress him up.
Oh yeah, and you get to choose.
Shadow
the colors.
Jago, and let me guess. You're gonna take Omen as well.
No, I'm going Glacius.
Oh, Glacius. Okay, that's.
No, I don't need. I need Hail.
I will tell you that there's some interesting things that can happen because there's a lot of random things that can happen in the game. There's definitely some things that can happen based on who you have in your team.
Yeah.
So having something like, Gargos and Omen and Shadow Jago might not be the best team to take in terms of how those people play with each other.
Okay, so we're in it. Now we're just going through. All right, so now this is real attempt.
So wait, let's talk about the mode for a second first because we haven't done that yet.
Yeah.
Okay, so what is this? What is this mode? So, if you guys were watching through the introduction or listening to us, you probably didn't hear the introduction. Gargos has basically come to take over the world, right? He's coming here. He's going to rule everything. He's going to destroy everything on Earth. Your goal is to stop him. So how do you do that? Well, Gargos is trying to gain power. And how he does that is he starts opening portals and dropping all of these kind of mimics to go out and corrupt the different territories where people live. As he gains energy from doing that, eventually he corrupts the territory enough to summon an Omen. And these Omens are basically bringing artifacts through from the astral plane and placing them in one of these territories.
Yep.
These things are giving him a ton of power, right? So what you've got to do is basically, your goal is to build up power enough so you're strong enough to fight these Omens. When the Omens appear, fight them and beat them, and that cuts off one of the special powers that the enemy, that Gargos has, right? Because if Gargos arrives, he's going to have a ridiculous amount of cheaty buffs. And your whole point is to basically stop those from happening. So that's what you do. You take turns, you move your characters around, you take missions in order to power your guys up, you get new pets, you get new equipment, you equip all of that, you go into the fights to beat the guys in order to get better stuff so that when the Omens appear you can beat them, because the Omens have the powers of Gargos just in a smaller way. Look at all these choices you're getting.
I know, I'm sitting here,
right?
I'm like, oh crap.
And then you gotta beat Gargos. So here's the fun thing about the game, right, is that like every time you go through, you're gonna have things like this happen. Like, okay, you know, mimics are spotted. You've got Shadow Jago. He's kind of a jerk. You've got your own battles to fight. Do you want to try to intervene here? There's some cultists.
Yes, I do.
You decided to intervene.
Oh no! But at least they're surprised.
Yes, they are surprised. So that means is you didn't get more enemies added into the fight, which is probably what could have happened if you'd gone the other
second
way.
enemy did, but I believe they have more damage.
Yes, but now you've got another Tusk in there too. So now you've got to fight two enemies back to back. God, I love that spinal picture. Isn't that awesome?
I will say, just since you said I've got another Tusk in here, be careful when you're selecting these choices, because that will be the difference between life and death.
Yeah, there's sometimes where you take some gambles, right? You're like, I've got 20% health, and I'm just gonna.
I only need to fight one.
I don't need to fight one.
Two more Fulgors arrived.
Right, you're like, oh,
great.
Fuck. I gotta fight 3 guys with 20% health.
That will happen to you, and you have to accept it. Yep. When we get into deploying later on, I'm going to tell you, James and I have a new thing now where we don't deploy unless we've got 100% probability of surviving.
You know,
or I shouldn't say surviving.
That is going to be very difficult to do as you move up in difficulties.
I know,
like right now, that stuff's not tuned, so it's pretty easy to get back to 100%, but that's going to get a lot harder. You're going to be in trouble.
Oh, I'm already in trouble.
When information of the money for the tournaments? Master Andres asks us. We're still working out all the stuff on the tournaments. I know I love to use Torn's old line, even though it's not really mine. Stay tuned. We've got a whole bunch of stuff planned. Obviously, we've got, other things like the KI World Cup is coming up in March and all kinds of things in between. So I would just say stick with our normal KI channels and you'll learn more about tournament money and where all that's going. But it should be super fun. I'm looking forward to that.
Oh, that'll be a good one.
Okay, I'm going to tear through some questions here. Any plan on giving Omen and Shago alt costumes and colors? I believe. Am I off base? I don't think I am. There are some things coming for Omen and Shadow Jago in terms of colors and accessories. So we're finally getting around to it. Yay! All right. There's a bonus unlockable colors and accessories besides the stage to unlock in Shadow Lords. Yes. There are bonus things to unlock in Shadow Lords beyond the stage. Like I said earlier, like see that cool spinal mimic color? There's mimic colors for everyone in the game. They can be unlocked in Shadow Lords. There's also some other colors in the game that can only be unlocked in Shadow Lords.
Oh.
So there's more. You guys will have to go through and unlock them. And there's some other stuff coming.
That's true. We love KI. That's what we can say.
Dude, we love KI. We love KI. Will there be secret ending in Shadow Lords mode, like Season 1 Ladder Secret? Well, if I told you, it wouldn't be a secret, would it?
I have to take on Tusk now.
Oh, you gotta fight Tusk, yeah. So it's like Hulk Tusk. That's awesome. We should put the green, because his retro has the green skin already. So like doing the green skin with the green.
That worked. That'd be awesome.
That would be nuts.
That'd be awesome.
Like the corrupt green. Did Maximilian do work on the cutscenes for Shadow Lords? Yes, he did. Max has been working on stuff for KI since Season 1, actually. And it's been super fun to have him working with us on all of the cool stuff around Shadow Lords and on all of the trailers that we do. Max is a great guy. We love working with him. Science Joe. Is it fairly easy to get Astral Gems to buy items? Was it a smart mode for you to stock up a ton of KI gold for this mode? So here's the way it works. Basically, Astral Gems you get from every fight. You can use KI gold or Astral Gems to buy pretty much everything in the game. And so KI gold, is it worth it to save KI gold? Yes. Because there's going to be times where you're going to be like, man, if I only had this, or boy, I really want this thing, and KI gold lets you just get those things instead of having to, go through fights, grind, pick up the stuff.
I will actually show you right after
Yeah,
this.
I mean, actually, I've already spent some of my KI gold on especially on Guardians, because I love our Guardians, and so I have spent KI gold on the Guardians to kind of get a leg up, and it allows you to get through the normal difficulties faster. Because once you get to Godlike, you kind of need the higher end Guardians to really be competitive. But that's okay, because you can play the mode and win, lose, get through, and then build up to getting them through Astral Gems instead of KI gold. Up to you. Let's see. Flaming Axe 12. I remember seeing that Idol and Gargos was locked out of character select for this mode. Obviously the big bad dudes, but is there some cheeky way, will they ever be playable? Yes, they are playable in the mode. You just have to unlock them. Like I said, you got to beat Gargos in order to play as Gargos. Idol, there's a whole quest line involved that you're going to have to go through about resurrecting him, and then his subsequent rampage as he starts going around and looking for Gargos because he wants to have that grudge match again. And then you'll be able to actually get him in your. And there's more to that. Let me just suffice it to say that even if you have Idol in your team, I don't know if necessary Idol's really on your team, nor if he will always be on your team. Idol's not much of a team player. He's kind of like a manifestation of all.
It's
of
almost
this.
like he serves no one.
Yeah, it's almost like he does. Like his one line is actually really to his point. Like, so even if you have him on your team, will you always have him on your team? I don't know. Probably
Interesting.
not.
Interesting.
We'll see. Depends on how you play the game.
Oh, here it goes.
Oh, see?
If I take damage right now,
I
like I'm gonna be so upset.
I mean, I'm gonna be.
It's still early.
I honestly, this is one of those things. Like, as a designer, I'm just gonna tell you guys this right off. Like, as a designer, I'm not. These are the kind of things that we're fixing. So, one choice options. It's like, why would we give you an option? Why wouldn't you just do it?
Just do it.
Like, there's no reason to give you something. Like, the good thing here is that you gain some stuff. So there's not a bad ending here. But anytime you have one of these choices, it's not really a choice, and something bad happens to you on chance, it sucks. So we're going to make sure we fix those things, so you always have a choice, and you'll have some hint that maybe this is a good or bad thing. And like I said, some characters have unique things. Like, based on the character, you'll see choices in different colors, and those choices are unique based on the character or the faction you're playing. So if you're an Ultra Tech character, you might have a unique option because it's an Ultra Tech related thing, or you might have a unique option because you're Hisako,
Gotcha.
or Jago, or whoever, right?
I'm just deploying. I'm gonna deploy through.
See, look, he deployed, and he got a dossier and a whole bunch of stuff. Astral shards, energy, gems.
Yep.
All right. How do characters feel about having to team up against Gargos? Not all of them are happy about it. So while Arya knew that something like this could happen, right, and she's been kind of planning on this, Gargos invading kind of accelerated her plans. But yeah, there are people like Glacius. Glacius and Arya don't get along at all. So there are definitely team members that are not happy with each other, and there's a lot of events as you're playing through the game that can or cannot take away players from the game. Like, there's certain things that Glacius will do as an NPC, and if he gets away with them, that might hurt Ultra Tech. And then that might hurt you, because you might have a Fulgor in your team. Because you didn't deal with Glacius, that might come back and bite you. There's a whole bunch of stuff to find. There's lots of little nuances and intricacies amongst the characters, so it's something that we hope people, as they play through, will experience. And that's why we wanted to do it this way, is we could keep the experience fresh as you're playing through.
Day 2. Let's go.
Will the perks be available for use outside of Shadow Lords? So we do have a new multiplayer mode coming, and that is going to involve using Guardians and Potions in multiplayer. We don't have anything right now that's modifying the boards, say like doing crazy jumps or poisoning you or doing these other things we could do, but that doesn't mean we can't. So really, we want to get this in your guys' hands and then see what you'd really love us to do and add. And as you know, we're pretty fast about adding and changing things based on user feedback. We listen to the community a lot, so if there's stuff that you find as you're playing through the game that you really love, come to our forums, get us on Twitter, get us on all of the channels that you can get us on, and say, hey, I would love to see this, because we definitely read and listen to everything, good, bad, even the really salty
Everything,
stuff. I read
everything,
everything. I mean,
Masochists.
Sometimes I
All of
wish
us.
I didn't read everything, but I care, and we want the game to be great, so we're always reading. Man, you got a ton of stuff,
I did well on
and
that
you got
little pack.
that, which is the real juicy thing there.
We can't hear him, but I wonder if Conrad's in there talking.
Conrad will talk in there, but you'd have to hang out for a while. We have a whole bunch of lines, but they're kind of hidden.
That's true.
There's
Okay.
some stuff based on situation.
So should I go through? Do you think I should go for the Killer Guardian? So I will tell you guys, I've been through this mode probably about 3 full times.
Mm-hmm.
A few times I've like restarted and whatnot.
Well, let's go look at your Guardians right now. Before
Yeah,
you do
let's
this,
do
let's go look at the Guardians.
But I really enjoy, people will say, oh, there's KI gold, right? I have to purchase this KI gold. To be honest, you don't at all.
You don't have to spend any money on this mode if you don't want to. Like, I have, and I will continue to do so because I really want like the killer versions of the pets, the Guardians, because they get better and better and they get cooler and cooler, right? So this is
Actually,
the lower
we'll show
level.
you just the generic ram
Right,
that
like
you
here's
get
a
off the bat.
ram, right? Like grants ability break combo after taking a certain amount of damage. You start with 1 breaker, right? As they move up in power, then you start to get like, oh, now you start with 3. And you only have to take less damage. When you get to killers, not only do they have the powers of the previous ones that are better, they also start getting secondary powers.
Actually, we can. Oh, so let's go to the bat because the bat has that.
Right. So the bat has this kind of rotating effect where he can basically take damage and then give it back to you in different ways.
Gonna feed this so we can use
Feed
it
him,
and show
right?
it.
And people saying like, yes, you have to feed your pets right now. The pets are. We're talking about, just to let you guys know, full disclosure, we're talking about removing feeding on the green pets. So green pets you won't even have to feed.
Oh, okay.
They're just going to be always available for use. Everything above that will. But the thing is you get so much food just for the Guardian stuff, just from playing the game, that it's really kind of a non-issue.
Mm-hmm.
Only with if you're using your pet a lot, you're going to have to feed it more. But it's not that big of a deal. DA Chronicle, are there unlockable colors through Shadow Lords or anything to be unlocked through SL that can be used in online? Yes. So there are new colors, there are new cool shaders, there is a whole new stage, there is some other stuff. There's a bunch of stuff you can unlock in Shadow Lords that then you can use in multiplayer. Any plans for new costumes, colors with Omens? Already covered. There is some stuff in there for Omen.
Trying to see what I have in here. I have so much stuff now, so it's
Yes.
funny. I'll tell you guys again. After being through these playthroughs, I am one of those hoarders that will keep all of my gems for as long as I can, and then I will actually. I'm trying to figure out the systems and when I need to use things because it's not easy to come by, the latest and greatest artifacts in the game.
Yeah, no.
So
right.
you really have to time when you're going to use something that actually I'll show you some
Yeah,
of my epic
especially
stuff.
things like the.
And you see, I don't have any. Oh. So for 3 days, damage done increased by 40%.
So wait, let's talk about this for a second. So what Ricari is looking at right now is artifacts. So how it works in the game is basically there's 3 ways that you can buff yourself when you're playing Shadow Lords. You can have a Guardian, which gives you a cool power that, like you saw, that you use during the matches. And some of them are used automatically, and some of them are like on breaking and other things like, oh, I can parry now. Then you have potions. Potions are used by hitting your taunt button, and those are basically like a timed use, really special, powerful thing that you can do to just get the upper hand, like unlimited shadow. I can't be blocked. I regain a lot of health. Then you got artifacts. So artifacts, what they do is you equip them to your character, and that specific character has buffs for multiple days over the course of everything they do in Shadow Lords. So, for example, right now, Glacius will automatically heal health at the end of each turn for 2 days, and he's going to take 20% less damage for 3 days, 3 game days, right, of turns. So that means at least 3 turns for Glacius' next 3 turns, he's going to have all that stuff going for him. And you can equip different artifacts for each character. So as you go through the game and you get different artifacts, you can equip them based on how you like to play that character.
Shadow Worm is one of my favorites.
Oh, Shadow Worm is the insanely, it's almost.
So now James and I like to go through and see how many days we can get through.
Yeah, I know. And like Shadow
Worm's
Worms are
huge.
the things that like people live or die from on playthroughs, because if they don't get Shadow Worms, then they're like, no, and then suddenly all the
that's
Omens
me.
summon, right?
That is me. So I'm just going to
Shadow
set
Worms
these
are
up.
super powerful. Yeah, I think that they're probably. The design part of me is like, they're probably a little too powerful. We might need to juggle them a little or make them a little harder to get. But yeah, they're super useful. So you can see what's going on is right now Ricari's got some corruption going on, and I know I'm pointing at the thing that, of course, you guys just see me pointing at nothing. But Ricari's got some corruption going on in Africa right now. You see that little Omen icon there about halfway up the bar. When the corruption in any territory gets to that halfway point, then an Omen gets spawned. And that's when you've got to really go and be ready to take out that fight. So your goal is kind of push corruption down until you feel powerful enough to let the Omens in.
And I got lucky this time. I've only got 3 missions possible.
And you've got 3 characters.
But Gargos is coming.
Right.
There will be times where you will have maybe 4 missions. And
5
you
missions.
you have to pick.
And you've got 3 of those missions. And also the difficulty of the missions actually determine how hard they are, the rewards, and how much corruption is generated if you fail them or don't do them, right? Are you deploying people?
Yeah, I'm deploying now.
So yeah, the cool thing is you can send someone off without actually having to fight the mission. You don't get as many rewards, nearly as many rewards at all from fighting the mission, but you can never lose the character, even though you can fail the mission. So if you don't want to die, you can do that. Oh, you just got fusion cores taken.
Nada.
Mission succeeded, but you lost some stuff.
See what I get back.
All right, Science Joe asks, when you beat Gargos, do characters have unique endings, or is it all just one ending? There are some unique things that happen per character. There's also kind of a global ending if you're victorious. There's also endings if you fail. And there's some unique stuff around certain characters. You can imagine maybe Idol has some stuff that's unique about him winning or losing or being in the team. So you'll have to play through and see how that goes. What happens, Science Joe, what happens after you beat Gargos? Don't we still need to stop Ultratech? Well, gee, that sounds like a story for another day, doesn't it? That sounds like the thing we'll get to after we get through Shadow Lords and after you deal with the Shadow Lords. The fun thing about this mode is that we can expand it in a whole bunch of different ways. You can think of it almost like a board game in some ways, where we can do expansion packs. That's actually kind of, when we talk about what we're going to add with Idol coming, that's how we talk about it. We're always like, yeah, it's like the Idol expansion. You know, it's the add-on that's going to include Idol and all these specific missions around Idol, new artifacts, new guardians, all this cool stuff that's going to come to the game. That's kind of how we think of them. So you can imagine as we go forward in the game, we can add new threats and things that come to the planet, or that you'll have to deal with and play through. And we want to expand the stories on everyone.
Oh yeah. I'm using that bat. We get to show the multi-tiered.
I know, right?
Oh, this bat is one of my favorites.
Yeah, the bat's really cool. Because the bat can like save you if you mess up, because you can get back so much health. It's like, imagine being Jago and Instinct all the time, right? That's the glory of the vampire bat.
Mm-hmm.
And you're going with your purple one too, okay? And
that's the only bat I've got.
Oh, okay.
So actually, I've gotten very lucky on my Guardian packs. Mm-hmm. Actually, no, I've bought. I think I've saved up enough to buy an epic pack.
Yep.
And then I actually got a epic fractured ward from a regular.
Oh,
drop.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
I felt so vindicated.
Yeah, dude.
That was literally right after I lost a 92% deploy.
So here we go. So the moldy fingernail that Rukari brought with him into the fight. You know, Conrad's artifacts are great. Gains immunity to combo breakers. Gee, that's kind of awesome. So once he activates that, I imagine it should have said the time. For 15 seconds, you can't be combo broken, which means you can just go crazy. Do that ridiculous combo. Use all heavies. So how vampirism works is, right, so now I did the ender. So right now, 60% of the damage that he does will be returned as health. So every time you do an ender, the bat picks like what it's going to do for you. And as long as he does damage, he gets back health. Of course, Ricard's just getting beaten on. So he's gotten back no health. Oh!
So nothing. Now I have to activate another ender in order to make
Jumping
this
Dog. Any chance we'll see first Season 4 character this year? We haven't said anything about Season 4.
What is a Season 4?
Season 4.
We're trying to get through Shadow Lords.
Dude, we're not even done with Season 3 yet. We're not there yet. Talk to us later. We got a lot of stuff to get to. We got a lot of fun things coming up all the way through this year, right, Ricari? Yeah, we got all kinds of great stuff coming throughout this year. You know, we're going to get through Season 3, but Season 3, like I said at EVO, Season 3 is not necessarily the end of what we're doing with KI, so there's a lot of stuff coming. So stay tuned. You know, we got everything running, we got tournaments, we got everything, God, all the way through to even to March, right?
Yeah,
KI Cup. So you can expect there might be some stuff going on through that whole time, so. MT Zever asks a question that I answered before, but probably jumped in the stream late. Will be able to unlock the Mimic colors to play in standard matches? Yes. Yes, you can unlock every Mimic color for your characters to use in all modes of the game, plus other stuff. Director Dead asks, what is the dialogue like for characters like Riptor, Saberwolf, Glacius, and Fulgor? Good question. So Riptor doesn't really talk. You hear some inner thoughts of Riptor. Glacius is the same way. You kind of hear his inner thoughts to himself, or herself in the case of Riptor. Fulgor doesn't say much. He's just very much a ... kind of character.
Beeps and boops.
And then Spinal. Spinal's also one of the ones that doesn't really do a lot of talking. Every so often you get things that kind of deal with him in the past, or like when he feels sane for a moment, maybe there's something there that you get that's interesting. But those characters don't say a lot. It's always been one of the challenges with doing like, dude, we should do this huge cinematic mode. I'm gonna have this awesome scene. It's gonna be Riptor and Glacius. And you're like, okay, so one of them is gonna go squeak, ah, goo, ga, and the other one's gonna rah, rah, rah. I mean, like, that's the problem, right? We have so many monsters in our game that sometimes we get into these weird situations where it's kind of like, wait, how would we have a conversation with these?
Yeah, how do they verbalize?
Unless we
what's
get all
going
like
on?
Dune about it, and you just hear in their heads like whispers, like, I know I must destroy this person, right? So we got to figure that out. But yeah, that's why they don't talk. They just don't talk.
No.
The people that talk. And no, we didn't. And since we're doing this mostly in text, everyone's speaking English, at least in the English version. So yes, it will be localized. By the way, there is translation text for all the countries we ship into. So you'll have full localized versions of all of the text and all of the story. So no one will be left out that way.
Beautiful.
In different countries.
See what I can craft in here. You can actually.
Wrath of Fulgor. You guys have said some players are going to get early access to Shadow Lords. When is that going to happen?
Hopefully next week. So
on this man.
We've always known that Gamescom was coming.
Yes.
And that we were holding all of our cards close to our chest until Gamescom started and the information started to trickle out. We couldn't tell you guys that because that would just give away the master plan.
Right.
But now that we're here, I can say that I am aiming to get you all entry hopefully next week.
There you go.
And I'll start sending out. I've got a huge list of a lot of Shadow Lords codes. So they're going to be 5x5 tokens that I'll distribute. Those of you that signed up at EVO will be first. There's a few of you that I've reached out to in the forums and whatnot. I'll continue to do that. And we're going to get rolling. We want you in here to play. We want
and we want your feedback.
Yeah.
That's really what we want out of it all. Like, this thing is still in flux. We are still changing things. We are still going through and making modifications. Here in the Emporium, there's definitely some stuff I want to do to improve this. I want to give you more choices. There's a whole bunch of things we're working on, both here and at Iron Galaxy, to make this mode really great and really super fun for everybody. But we want to hear your feedback, so get on the forums, right? If you don't like something, tell us. Please be constructive about it. That would be great. I know.
And I'm going to start up a new section
would appreciate.
too.
Oh, that's even better.
Like Shadow Lord section.
Just put in a Shadow Lord section and all the comments and feedback and stuff. Just
I think for now it's going to be hidden. It'll be for the. I think.
Yeah.
So next week, my plan is to have a couple hundred.
Yeah, we can just give permission. We'll let people in. So
and I'll let
you don't
you
have
guys,
long to wait.
You will be able to talk about it, stream. You can do what you
Yeah,
like.
you can
We're going to be
stream.
showing a bunch more.
Yeah.
I mean, we know we've got a month left, and we want this to be something special in this mode, and we need your help to do so.
And we have time to tweak and stuff like that, so we're going to keep tweaking and balancing, and a lot of that's based on your guys' feedback and play. So, I mean, we have our own ideas and plans for what we want to do, but it's always great to hear everything from the community. So, Kratheus system, Microsoft, can we get a dark black red Shagos color, please? Thank you for being so enthusiastic about getting Shago colors. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
But thank you for the suggestion. X Fluttershy asks, will the regular arcade mode be updated to include other secret bosses? Currently, I don't think that's in the plan, but it's definitely something we can put on the list to look at for suggestions, is having surprise bosses pop up in arcade mode. I don't know how hard it would be. I don't know how it was scripted, but we'll look into it.
I had 5 missions this time.
Are there any plans to sell fully functional Fulgor units? Man, I would both love and hate to live in a world where you could actually have a fully functional Fulgor unit running around in it. On one hand, as long as you were on the side of the Fulgors, part of Ultratech, I guess, I think you'd probably be okay.
Be all right.
Unless you void the warranty or something like that, because then the legal
hype beam goes off, you're in the way.
Kind of the hype beam. You got to watch out for that hype beam. But that would be kind of a scary world to live in, based on everything else that goes on. This is kind of a dark world, really. I mean, Ultratech's not necessarily. Well, they're kind of. No, they're not really good. I don't know.
I wouldn't call them good. I would not call them good at all.
I wouldn't really want to. Yeah, I don't know. So I don't know if I agree with you. I mean, it would be awesome to see the tech, right? To see a working Fulgor, but.
I'm trying to find the deploys, and if I don't, that
so,
means. Does that risk
There you go,
reward?
You're deploying. What are you gonna do?
There we go. Deploy. Good.
See, you're looking for someone you can deploy it on.
Well, right now I've already deployed 2 other times.
Oh, right.
So what I will do, I mean, how long do you think a playthrough should take? Even though it's widely variable.
Well, you know, a playthrough that you're actually doing well, like you haven't actually gotten any corruption to spread anywhere except one continent. Granted, you're on day 3, right? So
and it's going to go
the
through.
the further you go in the game, the more and more missions you get, and eventually things start falling through the cracks, and you are going to start getting corruption spreading in the world. And you get, oh, the wrinkly old man. What are you going to do, Yukari? What are you going to do?
I'll give him celestial souls.
Question from the forums: do the unlockable mimic skins have the smoke effect, or is it just the color? They have the smoke effect. The skin is the color and the effects. So that's all part of what you get when you unlock the skin, and you can play those.
I know what this is. Glad we got to see this now.
He is mortal.
Okay, so here's the thing. So first,
Transforms the earth to feed
here we
Gargos'
go.
power.
This is the first Omen arrival,
Mm-hmm.
right? So the first time an Omen is going to arrive in the game, you get this little cinematic. Basically, he's got all his little omens, and they are going to go run around and start bringing the artifacts over onto the earth in order to, so he will have those powers when he arrives. Because he
They're
doesn't
prepping.
think
They're
he
leading
doesn't-
the way.
He doesn't think you can beat him. Like, look at him. He's laughing like that. That's Gargos is. He's an arrogant jerk, man. He doesn't think you can beat him. Can't beat Gargos.
Which one is it? Oh, Flesh of Gargos.
All right.
Increase max health.
Right, so this buffs Gargos' health a ridiculous amount. And of course, like we said, the Omen has this power too. He's got a lighter version of it.
Mm-hmm.
So now you've got to go to the African mission when it appears and beat Gargos. If you don't beat Gargos, or if you fail to beat Gargos, or I'm sorry, if you don't beat Omen, or you fail to beat Omen, and he gets away, Gargos will then have that buff when he arrives, and that's bad news.
That is.
That's
very
bad
tough.
news. And I know Mr. Goddard just walked in the door here, and so one of the things that we were going to do is you should play a little more, and I'll let James take over
Okay.
here in a minute. But one of the things we're going to do is we're going to have James take on Gargos with full buffs.
Twice. We're going to have him do it with no buffs.
Yes, we're
and then
going
we're
to have
going
him
to
do
have
no
him do it with
buffs,
full
and we're
buffs.
going to have him do it with full buffs, so you guys can see the difference between what happens between a I can't cheat Gargos and a I am cheating my butt off Gargos.
Actually, and we'll
Right.
start to do that. I'm going to go ahead and just end my turn flat out here.
All right,
Which
go for
does
it.
have a good ramification.
Yes.
And it does also increase corruption, but we'll show you that off
So
the bat.
every time you end a turn, if you haven't used any characters for that day, they will gain some health back.
Oh, of course,
Uh-oh.
another Omen is coming.
And of course, you lost that territory completely because bad things happened, right? So Africa's gone. You can't get any missions in Africa anymore. Africa's been completely taken over by Gargos, and that's bad news.
So even if I had that Shadow Worm, which lowers the amount of
Mm-hmm.
corruption that is done in a particular area, if I complete a mission with said character, it's not going away at all. I've already lost
Yep,
one of my
it's
3
gone. Yep.
continents until
Yep.
until Gargos arrives.
Yep.
Okay. I
And
see.
you've got another Omen on the way. So not only that, but that buff is... Oh, no, it hasn't arrived yet, so you still got a day to do that. Okay, I'm going to answer some questions real quick, and then we'll let Mr. Goddard jump in. What advantage would you get from something like an all Ultratech team? It would make the odds of the success of certain missions that feature Ultratech stuff or that Ultratech is good against easier as we go through and balance. Honestly, I think having a rounded team is better because there's definite advantages to having characters from different aspects of the game. Like, for example, Hisako's, Spinal, Aghanos are all considered kind of like Astral characters, or like Omen, Shadow, Jago. Yeah, those are more Chaos characters. But we have these basically different categories of characters in the game. So having one of each or having mixes is actually kind of better because then you can cover more bases when you get those choices and missions. Some will let you do like, oh, cool, I can get that option because I have a ghost girl in my party versus not.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. You can play all Ultratech. That's cool, and there might be some fun things that happen with that too.
All right. Gonna go take on this Omen.
Okay, you're gonna take on this Omen with 3, a full team.
Full team. I figure I'll get
Oh,
through
you
it.
told- I think you're gonna-
I can get through
I
it.
think you're
I'm,
gonna be-
I am
you're
on
playing on-
challenging. Do you want
you're
to talk
playing on
about?
challenging.
Yeah. I mean,
What are we talking
we
about?
saw on the side there the difficulty setting. So green, yellow, orange,
red. Yeah,
and then
red.
skull.
And skulls are like, oh boy, yeah. If
Impossible is the skull.
there's
rating.
Mr. Goddard jumping in from the side. Yeah, impossible skulls are impossible missions. Those are real challenges. The rewards are super juicy. It's totally up to you if you want to do them or not. You can deploy on them. Skipping them is a really bad idea because they generate a ridiculous amount of corruption.
So more corruption for more difficulty.
Yes.
It's not in yet though, right? But it is.
No,
coming.
that's coming.
Gotcha.
That's coming. If like a green mission, you let a green mission go, okay, a little corruption there. You let a red mission go, yeah, that's not a good idea.
So the further you get along, and like the more days that have passed, the harder the missions become.
Yes, that's correct.
Oh, let me get out of here.
So the good thing is this buff that Omen has is just basically he's just got a ton of health, right? So even now you're like beating on him, but he can't regenerate it, and that's the plus, right? Like just having a lot of health, that's okay. This is one of the lighter buffs in terms of Gargos like pain. It's when this combines with other things like health regeneration, then you get into some serious trouble. So getting rid of this one is a good idea.
Good break.
Okay, as you're fighting this, I'm gonna take a couple more questions. Is there anything in the mode that relies on real time, or is everything in terms of game days? We have rewards, a daily reward system that you come back every day and play. You get more stuff free. That's the only thing that relies on real-time clock. Everything else is turn-based, the battles. So you can leave at any time you want. If you need to put the game down and you want to save, just exit. It saves automatically where you were in the state with your turn. Come back, pick up right where you were left off. Do any of the Season 1 characters have new voice clips? No, they do not have any new voice clips right now. Because none of the characters, the only characters speaking in Shadow Lords mode are Gargos and Conra. Will they have new voice actors if they do? Well, aside from some of them that we can't get anymore, simply because, Double Helix is owned by Amazon now. Maybe if we could get them to come back, we might. Otherwise, a lot of the voice actors and actresses that did Season 1, we could still get to do them. So we would try to keep the original voices if we needed to record more lines. We'd like to be consistent. Is Season 3 soundtrack going to get a release? Yes, the Season 3 soundtrack is going to get a release. Not only on vinyl, but also on digital and CD and everything else. That's coming up in a while. Can we get a cowboy hat for Glacius? I would love to have a cowboy hat for Glacius. James, do you hear that?
I
Cowboy
heard a
hat for
request.
Glacius.
Don't get me
Hat
started.
request. No, I just want that hat. I don't want hats for everybody. Oh, yeah, we're going to go there.
You know
again.
what's funny? Because I have been talking about that pink skull cowboy hat that I want to wear in Saberwolf. It's going to be epic.
The pink skull.
Yeah.
Saberwolf.
Cowboy hat.
Oh, the cowboy hat. Yeah.
That's something I wanted.
So the amount of armor that you have is absolutely obscene. Look at this. Like, you got 5 stacks of armor. So like, you can basically just stand there, and he could go through an entire shadow move and do nothing to you. Man,
I missed.
Make Glacius cry.
Nice.
Any word to add? I'm going to jump on some of these. Any word to add on an update
really?
to add HDR support to KI? We haven't talked about that yet. Obviously, we've got the Xbox One S, which is really awesome. I have one at home. I was watching 4K Blu-rays, and God, it's gorgeous. We'll see. Stay tuned. Don't know. Something we can talk about as we get to it. HDR is really cool, especially the Dolby Vision. Oh, tank chest.
I always mess up tank chest.
Oh, dude, what are you doing? No!
I'm too far away.
Oh, you're only gonna get one time. Oh, fail.
I can only get to 2 times with Glacius.
So this is the thing is after and then a regular skeleton chest.
Yep.
Wow, you got both. So after encounters, yeah, man, you got some good rewards. Like you can get normal chests, you can get combo chests, which you basically have to pay attention and do. You can get up to 2x rewards if you beat them down in time. And then there's also skull chests that require keys, which drop from normal chests. So there's a ton of stuff you can get. Last Gjorns. Microsoft Studios, is there any chance Ultimates this season? Well, the season's almost over, so I can't say that you would see Ultimates this season, but we definitely saw in the poll that a lot of people really love the idea of Ultimates. We've always liked the idea of Ultimates. So I would say just kind of...
Who knows what the future holds?
Who knows what the future
we
holds?
listen to you guys. Keep sharing your opinions.
We hear you guys. It's something that's a part of KI that we don't have in yet, only on one character.
Look at all that. Look at all that corruption.
Oh my God, you're in trouble.
Well,
But
this
yeah,
is the perfect time for me to switch to James too.
All right, works for me.
all right, James. get in
Dude,
here.
Adam, thank you much.
You bet.
Appreciate it.
All right, so I'm gonna jump out.
Yeah.
See you, everyone. I'm just gonna hang out on the side and like yell from the sideline.
And heckle.
So
That's
I'm
what we
actually
do.
not going
Only if I die.
anywhere. So James, get in here.
James Goddard, sir. How are you?
Doing good. Hopefully better in about 10 minutes when I have won against Gargos. And I have not embarrassed myself yet again in my family name.
There you are.
How's everybody doing? James Goddard, design director on Killer Instinct.
He's the muscle, if you will. We brought him in here today to just kind of go through this and take over.
Oh yeah, we're over. Are we over to me?
Yep, we're over to
It's
you
still
now.
Kiefer.
No, it should be you. Is it not? I believe I chose you. I believe. Oh no, did it go Kiefer?
Yeah.
Where's the +1? Switch profile. There we go. All right, so Assad Don wants to know, will Shadow Jago Color 10 and 11 be available at a later date for those who missed out? Actually, those aren't completely gone. You can still get the Ultimate Source figures. I don't believe they've got the figure that has Color 10, which was the limited edition figure, but they've still got Shadow Jago figures for sale, which comes with Color 11. So yes, you can still get those. You can still get those. And what's funny is a lot of these are going to be for you and Adam, but I'm going to run through them as
Well,
fast as I can.
I'm still over here, so I'll answer the one from Ploop City. Do characters recognize the relationships with each other? Yes, there are specific missions or certain events that will happen based on certain combinations of characters in Shadow Lords. We're not going to tell you what they all are, so you're going to have to find them. But there are definitely some things like putting Mira and Maya in a team might lead to some... Oh yeah, and what might actually happen is based on those combinations, specific missions will spawn based on those character combinations being in your team.
Gotcha.
So, for example, if you had Mira and Maya in your team, you might get a mission to kind of resolve their differences, or not,
Gotcha.
right? So fun
Alright.
stuff can happen.
So James, what are we looking at?
I'm gonna
Just-
jump in here real fast. So we're jumping ahead. So you've been talking about how once you play for a while and you get good stuff, you get stronger and you get farther along. Missions get tougher.
It's all about that character growth.
I'm gonna show that.
All right.
So you guys, some of you may have seen me on stream earlier during E3 and a few other times, just getting mauled by Gargos.
That's
so-
what I tweet out from the KI account.
Yeah, and then he's always like over my shoulder when I'm playing in there. Is like getting wrecked.
James
or
got
whatever.
wrecked again.
Yeah. So I've been playing in the preview, and I'm on day 30. I've got a day 37 run. This is my day 30 run. I got a lot of stuff. So I'm going to show you guys what it looks like to fight Gargos with all of his all of his omens have been killed. So he's only getting to come in with one buff.
Okay.
So we'll see how this goes. This is not my best character cast either.
I was gonna say, who you running with?
I'm
You
running
better
with-
get in the barracks and like get them prepped.
I'm going to get them prepped. Yeah. So so this is a good thing. Things did not go well for me on the last turn. So everybody's damaged. So let's just go ahead and start healing people. Yeah, I'm gonna go 50% on this guy here. Anyway, I can do that. I'm gonna go with a couple 25s on this,
Get that health.
and a couple
back.
more 25s on that.
Yeah, there we go.
But let's look at. I'm going to fight Gargos. He's still he's a god. He is not a super god right now because he doesn't have all of his buffs, but he's still a god. So let's talk about what kind of artifacts I need and what I should be doing here. So I have a bunch of stuff. So I'm going to go in with let's see. Take 30% less damage with this one. I'm going to go in with 2 shadow meters by doing this. I'm going to go ahead and buff myself with 40% damage increase. I'm going to reduce my shadow meter cost by 25%.
Some of you guys may have seen a clip that I uploaded that I showed you guys in a meeting before, where I took in Shadow Jago, and Glacius, and I equipped myself with all epic. And you think you're gonna run in and be able to use free shadow moves as much as you want? That's not how it happens. Trust me. There's gonna be no ultimate hype beam that takes down Gargos. This is still going to be a fight, a tough fight.
So I'm,
Ooh, look at those guardians.
I got a bunch of guardians, and I got to feed them because I've been using the heck out of them. So, important thing I'd say is, just keep your guardians fed. It's you don't need to hoard food. You see, I have a lot. I have 2,491.
And I have well
Astral
over
energy
2,000
for-
as well.
for guardians. So I'm just going to go ahead and just keep my guys fed.
Yeah,
Why
and I
not?
told him earlier, James, that we're talking about doing things like green guardians might not even require food.
Yeah, it's definitely something that we are considering to do because,
The common ones,
yeah.
start you off.
I'm just gonna feed all my snakes because I prefer the snake
Just-
fed
I love the
over
snake
anything
fed.
else.
Snake
Really, is
bed.
the snake where it's at?
Dude, the snake is so good.
I've really liked the ram a lot because it just gets me out of situations where I don't want to lose a bunch of
The
health.
snake is one of those things that you hit somebody and then you just watch all their health turn white over time and you're just like, oh yeah, keep going,
Yeah.
keep going.
Okay, this is good.
Just get in one hit.
So let's go ahead and go back into the war room now. So I'm all set. Sorry, I should have done this before I came up, but
No, you're good. You're good.
show you guys how some of this works. So we talked a little bit about as days go on, missions get harder. So this is in normal difficulty setting, and I'm at day 30, and all I have is orange and red missions now. And enemies at this level, well, these are all question marks, but I'll just tell you, they're all like power level 3 or 4, which means they have like 130% health and they do like 30% more damage, and some of them are even worse than that. They come with all kinds of buffs that are nasty. So it gets a little ugly. Your chances of deploying successfully against harder missions, you need way better gear to deploy at all. Otherwise, you're just rolling the dice on like 70%, which I don't advise. So let's just go ahead and skip the Gargos.
Yeah, let's do it.
So,
End that turn.
Oh, I'm so dumb. I just equipped all my artifacts, and I've got to skip days.
End turns.
I've got to skip days.
Well, it won't matter once you're right at Gargos anyway.
Right. True.
Because I think you've got one more day.
Yeah.
You should have one more day.
That was pretty dumb though. So.
That's a good point. What James is concerned about is he equipped a bunch of artifacts, and by ending days, you are then using those artifacts for the day, even if you haven't played.
I should have skipped days before I did any of that.
Yeah.
Whatever. Normally, you can't just skip ahead like this. This is still something you can do in this build. Like day after day skipping.
Yeah.
You know, that's not really a thing in the final, hopefully.
Oh, okay. All right.
So let me just go ahead and make sure I've still got my artifacts equipped, that I haven't skipped everything. Yeah, I'm still good. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and do one other thing here, which is, and I'll show this again later, but this increases worldwide corruption.
Ah, gotcha.
This is like your I'm a badass artifact.
I just want to go back to Gargos.
I'm going to use it and fight Gargos. Let's see. Yep, there he is.
Whew!
All right, so let's do this. Hopefully I won't choke.
No, you'll be good. You got this. I mean, I would laugh if you failed this one, and then one with the buff, with the buffs on.
Beat him with, with all the buffs.
So this is Gargos has arrived, and I've lost 3 reasons to corruption, so now he's locked in that teleport.
Flesh. You got flesh of Gargos. Oh, I'm so mad. I always get Heart of Gargos.
Yeah, Heart of Gargos
me
is
too.
the worst.
Me too. This is not exactly a cakewalk either, but I'll just say he has a permanent portal now open up between the Astral Realm and Earth, and I better stop him or he's going to destroy everything.
So though you've taken away 4 of Gargos' powers,
he always gets one.
Always
random.
gets one. And
One
it's
random.
random.
And it is random, most likely Heart of Gargos was his health regen.
Yeah, Heart of Gargos is the bane of my existence, but it makes it so fun. So insane.
All right, let's see. I'm going to start with my strongest guy and just see if things go sideways from here, what I'm going to do.
All right. So real quick, we'll run through.
I like the snake because it poisons, and when you have an enemy with health or any health regen, it puts a lot of potential damage on them, so it really starts doing a good job. I'm going to go with Kim Woo next, who is my absolute weakest character, and this is a nightmare if I have to fight with her at all. Even with combo assist on, wow, I'm no good with her. So I'm going to go with Immunity Combo Breaker and increased damage. Yeah, let's do that. Guardian. Let's go with...
It's like you're going to go with another snake.
You know what? In the case of her, I'm going to go with Fractured Ward. Okay? And, oop, you know what? I wasn't careful which Fractured Ward I picked there. So this is with 4 stacks. Oh, do I only have one?
I believe so. Unless you've got one more at the end. Hit right one more time. Oh, no. You would
Nope,
have had it.
Right
Yeah,
there.
it'd be right
All
there.
right. And then last up is Thunder. So let's see how this goes.
I have faith. You'll get through this. What do you think? Are we
he's
taking
gonna
bets?
No, I think
Midway
he's
through
gonna
Kim?
get this. I think I might do it with Rash. We'll see.
I'm going to try and roll him with just Rash. I just got to remember
he has no buff.
I have
That's true.
unblockables and free shadow moves for 15 seconds.
All right, here we
What
go.
can go wrong other than I pop
this
that
is
at
normal.
the wrong time? Oh, and I might want to remap my controls
That would be a decent thing to do.
because I just realized I haven't that done. I switch between pad and stick all the time. So
That would have been great.
a tip on stick is you can put taunt uses your consumable. I just put it on this awesome last
bumper.
button right there, the
Yeah.
right bumper.
Oh, yes.
That
Did
could-
you hear that?
That could come up.
That was like, hold on. I need to get through here.
Come up
I need to
fast
get through here right now.
I'm like, please work. All right, let's not be dumb. And yes, for those of you who are paying attention, I do have full combo assist on. It's a good thing, especially when you're playing. You know, you're just having fun.
Dude, I'm excited.
AI's not going to complain you're a scrub using combo assist.
Nope.
No.
Okay,
Nope.
here we go. Let's do it.
Out of way, James.
All right.
Keeping the pressure
I got
on,
that
huh?
snake going. So look at the potential damage, folks.
Look at that, just leading him. Just keeps going.
Okay. Free shadow
So
move
great.
time.
What's so great about the snake?
He can't block. He can't block anything. He can't block anything. He's not getting up. He's got to stop jumping. Now.
And that one.
I'm trying.
Beautiful.
Mashing.
Beautiful.
I still got
Beautiful.
perfect. I got perfect. I still got some
rolled
time.
him.
Still got some time. Get up. Get up. Get up.
Uh-oh.
It's all right. It's all right.
Oh, and he was locked out. Let's go. Good stuff, James. Stone
Stone
flesh.
That's all right. I was heavy. I'm still good. I'm still good.
And luckily that snake has still left some potential damage that's up there. This is the same thing that happens in Office when we watch. We all get silent and just... Oh,
I know,
goodness,
right?
It's all right.
Like,
It's all right. I just got to weather the storm.
Except for Noble. Like,
Yeah, Noble.
Noble like, yeah, James, no. He's totally in James's corner. He's in anyone's corner. He's
All
playing.
right. All right.
Woo!
All right. I'm not worried. I'm not worried.
Don't worry, you got 2 more characters.
Yep.
Those all wrong.
And you know what? You said this was your plan immediately, was to get rid of that first life bar.
Yep.
Really? Okay. Poison.
Poison's on. Just let it stay, right? There you go.
So what I'm noticing is you're going shorter combos, lots of vendors, right? And is
Yeah,
that to
why
keep that poison on them?
Yeah, well, not only keep the poison on him, but cash it out, right?
Mm-hmm. Uh-oh.
Oh, it's so close. See, I told you to do it.
Yeah, the cheese. Oh,
Watch me die because of
Gargo
it.
said, no,
Watch me die because of it.
that would have been hilarious.
good stuff.
Oh.
All right. So that's a fully debuffed Gargos.
Right?
I'm not feeling too terrible about that. Let's see if I can troll him at the end here.
Oh, close.
Oh, I didn't
close.
get it. I didn't get it. Okay. So that's Gargos. Fully debuffed.
Mm-hmm.
One character. I had a lot of powerful stuff going in there.
Yeah, and you've been through a lot of playthroughs.
Yeah.
And it's going to take that.
Yeah, I
It's
did.
going to take that, but now you're going to go
I've
through...
played through I've beaten Gargos 16 or 17 times now on
That's
different
what happens when
difficulty-
you do a lot of
different
design
difficulty
stuff.
settings. Yeah. I mean, legitimately on retail, not including.
Oh, yeah. And not to mention, that was simply on normal.
Yes, that was
You're
normal.
still challenging
That was
and
normal.
godlike.
Yes, there's challenging
And
and
his
godlike.
buffs.
And that, yeah.
And check
That
out
was
the
normal.
rewards. That's a lot of gems. That's a lot of materials. And I'm just gonna say, for anybody looking at it going, man, he looked free. What the heck? Again, when I first started, I was getting murdered by him. There's streams of it. I mean,
Oh, I was coming into these guys off like, hey,
So-
what in the world? Like, is this supposed to happen? Yeah, it is.
Yes, you are supposed to die.
I've been asked to skip the ending cinematic,
Okay.
so I'm going to skip the ending cinematic.
I want to hit it.
Yep, here comes the button mash again. There we go.
Okay, so now I'm just going to say, this here is not.
No, this is not.
This
final.
is not the final ending.
You
We
are
don't
not
have
the
an
Shadow
end.
Lord.
We don't have an end scoring system in here either. So
That's all in the works.
everything carries over to the next time round. So let's do it again.
Same difficulty. We're just going to keep those buffs on.
We're going to do full buffs and we're going to go with my power tier.
Okay. I want to see if this is going to go through, like if this is going to
I'm
happen. Here comes
curious.
the real fun.
Curious.
Yes, I'm ready to save the world.
I'm still trying to go through unchallenging. I've made it to him, and I get rolled.
Yep.
Yeah, I get hard at Gargos.
All right, you guys. So when you have really good stuff, you can do this. If you get a lot of these fingers of Saint, anybody want to take a stab at that?
Garak?
Garak.
Garak?
5 fingers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is enough to cause this to happen.
Boom.
Now,
Oh
what-
my gosh.
So he's going to have full buffs. What are you going to go in as far as artifacts? Anything?
I'm going with everything strong only. All snakes, all 40%
All right,
damage.
all right, let's see.
man.
Oh, and he got heart. Yes.
Oh, you.
Oh, this is
And-
where you start to record clips.
Yes.
This is
so
gonna be good.
I don't know if this will work, but I'm going to give it a shot.
Oh, by the way, Conrad could sell you some things. Not like it's gonna matter, but
Yeah.
Okay, so I just have to quickly go and like stack up. But so actually, I think I may be the first person on stream in history to beat Gargos with all buffs if I pull this off. I don't know that it hasn't been streamed yet, right? This is good. No pressure. No pressure. I'm pressuring myself. What else do I want? I'm gonna full that.
I like how it just happened. It's
I'm gonna take
like we were talking about it beforehand.
Full instinct.
shadow and full instinct going into the fight.
Yeah, I'm taking all of it. This is I've been stockpiling for this moment. So.
And this is kind of what happens, right? Is you do multiple playthroughs to stockpile in order to then challenge yourself with all these things you can do, because depending on the rewards change, right,
Yeah.
James? Depending on the tethers.
Yes.
Oh man, I'm excited for this one.
All right.
You're ready.
Okay. So I did that really fast. Basically, I stockpiled a bunch of 40% damage buffs and 40% damage defense buffs.
Okay.
Bunch of full instinct, bunch of full shadow meter,
Yep.
et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So
You're going in here
I'm
about
full-
as well as you can.
this is yes.
Okay.
And
Okay.
it's up to me to not choke. I've done this before, but the question is can I do it now? So I don't know how's the stream feeling about my chances? Is people believing this is going to happen?
I don't know. I've seen a
People
couple
feeling-
dead mentions here.
Dead mention? Okay,
Yeah.
I'm fine with that. I'm going in all unblockable, baby. All unblockable. Power stone.
Ken says if you take half a life bar, he will be impressed.
Oh, is Ken in there?
Ken
Oh.
is in there.
Hey,
Okay,
Ken.
hey Ken, I'm gonna be late for our meeting.
For good reason.
Yeah, I'm down here, so I'll be. Hey, now I don't have to send that email to say, hey, I'm gonna be a few minutes late.
Hey, Ken, if I do this with one character on one character, all buffs, what do I get?
Pat on the back. Ken will probably walk down the hall and be like, you know
I
what?
think you just got what you.
I think I'll get one. Yeah, exactly. I'm just looking for King of all Shadow Lords banner above my office.
I'm sure Ken will grace you with a tweet at least.
Oh, I'll take a tweet. That's pretty
tweet.
good.
It's pretty magnanimous of him, I think.
Okay, we're going snake.
I'm already smiling because I'm like this. Before he's like, yeah, then I'll come through and I think I've gotten to a point where I can get him down with all
What
his
I'd love
buffs.
to is sometimes
I
James
just
will
want to
take
point
like
something out here.
15
Go ahead.
minutes to do this, and then
Okay.
he'll just get rolled.
So check this out. I could take this snake, and this is important. It does 94 potential damage, but it only delays the opponent's regen by 0.1 seconds. Whereas this one does 86 potential damage, but delays the regen by 0.37 seconds.
Or 3.7.
Or 3.7
3.7
seconds.
seconds.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm going
okay.
that. I'm going that.
You
way.
need that. You need that there.
I'm going that way. I'm going Riptor. Okay, let's get this done.
He said he'll get you ice cream.
Oh, hey.
I'll take it.
Oh, you almost.
Thank
I
God
was
for the
gonna
warning. Okay, I'll stop messing around, guys.
No, you're good. You're good. This is the
And-
perfect way to close out since we
And
only
you
have
know what?
5 minutes
I'm going
left.
to take in, if it comes to Riptor, I'm going to take in the ward. 3 stacks
Yeah,
of armor.
Yeah.
Starts with 3. Starts with 4. I'm doing this one.
And with that armor, the health still, or the
Remember,
damage still hits
still
you.
take the damage.
My
That
buttons
would
are.
mitigate
Here we go.
much. That
Here we
would-
go.
doesn't mitigate much.
Okay, now I've got a whole thing. Look at all those buffs.
Oh my god.
This is
Oh,
why
so
am I
good.
doing this on camera?
Hey,
Whose idea
you
was
volunteered.
this?
You
No.
you said you know what I can do. You were like,
This can't be. This can't be true.
I do love this new artwork for the versus screens.
Yeah.
Oh, it came out so good.
All right, here we go. Here we go. So my game plan is
mash.
to get him, try and get one opener and end her with a snake, so he gets poisoned. Then I'm going to activate my odorous wolf heart, which is unblockable, and 15 seconds of free shadow, and just try to strip as much as I can before things get real with me.
All right, here we go. It's time. James, I believe in you. I believe ish.
I still.
Oh!
Oh, there was a hit.
There's the ender.
I pop
Oh,
my
okay, James.
Unblockable.
Taking some damage.
Unblockable.
All right. Oh, James. Oh, so close.
Oh, now here we go.
Good ender. Good ender. Now here comes trouble.
I'm not worried.
All right.
Ooh, wow.
Okay, now I have to be smart.
The
And I
thing
have-
to keep in mind
Okay,
is
Stone
that
Skin. Trip time. That equals trip time. Watch this. Trip. Trip. Trip.
James, I'm loving this.
Wow, dude.
Oh no! That's gonna be so much damage. That's that's gonna be. You know what? I'm actually glad that hit you first.
I don't think he's regenerating health. I don't think you got that health regen. Oh, dude.
Uh-oh, James, no way!
No way!
Yes!
Wow.
Oh,
One character.
Wow,
one
Ken
life
said he'd
bar.
get the whole room ice cream. That's so awesome.
Did he?
Yeah.
All
dude.
right.
Oh, nice. Thank you, Ken.
That's beautiful.
Give some ice cream.
Oh yeah,
That
and
is
the top.
beautiful. That is beautiful. Now, to be fair, what people won't understand is, give them the rundown on how long it took you to be able to do
Yeah,
this.
so
I couldn't do this until about at least my 7th or 8th playthrough.
and that was
10
on,
plus hours.
And that was on normal.
And that was on normal. I cannot do this on godlike. I cannot do this on challenging.
Where do you get on challenging?
I get killed.
Yeah.
I get killed. I get closer, but he gets going, and then I just don't have enough stuff yet.
So, what's your tip for defeating Gargos? Because I still haven't done it.
Definitely a couple tips is you have to stay on him, because if he starts getting that shadow meter regenerating,
Yeah.
if you don't stay on him, then he'll pop and he'll spawn his minions. If you stay on him, he'll do a shadow counter, and a combo is not as bad as his minions getting out. If his minions get out, be calm, back up, trip them, try and block whatever he does, get rid of them, and then if he goes stone skin, remember, stone skin means you cannot block heavy attacks.
Yeah.
Standing grounded heavies. So
Okay.
you can trip them, you can do what I was doing, which is Jago's great because he's got that towards command normal double roundhouse.
Yeah.
It's awesome. It's really safe, and it freaking, you can hit confirm that all day long. It's like I said, oh yep, it opened them, so I just do my combo and keep going.
Do you have enough artifacts to get to Gargos one more time?
One more time?
And I would say maybe you don't use all your stuff off
Yeah.
the bat, but at least to show what he would look like on challenging.
Okay. How about why not godlike?
Skip.
Or godlike
skip,
if you'd
James.
like.
Skip,
Yeah, hit that skip button.
skip.
Okay, if we got time, I'll do it.
We got time. We can get one more in here.
All right.
I don't want to send these
You're
people.
gonna go for challenging? Okay.
No, I'm gonna go for godlike.
You're gonna go for godlike,
Dude, okay. Do you have enough of the stuff?
Yeah, we'll get there.
Skip.
or you'll just hit that, that end turn button. Full difficulty. Because again, we don't want to show you normal and he steamrolls, and then it's like,
Yeah.
what am I gonna get out of this mode?
No. Well, the thing is, don't forget what I said earlier. We intend people to finish it on normal.
Mhm.
We want
Yes.
you to finish it on normal. We're not trying to say, like, we want you to work up to it, but we want you to be able to beat normal. That's the point.
Now I have beaten.
Everyone should be able to eventually beat normal difficulty.
Yep.
I have beaten challenging.
Okay.
Not like that.
Yeah.
Like white knuckle through it, and I've gotten close on godlike.
And the clip that I uploaded was challenging, and that's where I like to stay. That's where I have the most fun in the missions, and to be honest, I get the most rewards.
Yep.
Like that's what I've been doing so far. You're gonna go through and equip the artifacts?
I'm
just-
going to
Oh, you're just gonna.
partially summon them.
Okay.
I'm going to go through and do again. I will just throw out the disclaimer that seeing this quick shortcut is only in the current preview.
Yep.
Um,
Yeah, you can't do this in the final.
Gargos
so yeah, I've caused an Omen to
godlike.
come out, right?
I said James nerfed him. So normal is fixed now. There were times where normal was very, very.
Normal used to be insanely hard.
Yeah,
Yes.
normal.
Normal was like, this is not normal in any world that a normal person lives in.
I don't want to give you guys exact names of the AI, but as far as settings, but let's just say normal was like way hard, like super hard. Not Kyle hard, but it was.
It was up there.
Yeah.
It was too hard. That's what it was.
It was bad news, and so we did a patch on the retail preview about a week after we put it out there, and that helped a little bit. Yeah, it made it more sane. All right, so
There we go.
There it is.
And this is godlike.
Godlike full buffs.
Oh.
Did you switch to godlike? I didn't even
I switched
notice.
to godlike,
Oh my
yeah.
gosh. Oh,
So what are you taking in with you? You've grown your characters. You have everything available, or are you just gonna take
I'm
the?
gonna take a slightly different loadout in there. Okay, so he got extended instinct mode. Oh, so basically he gets to stay in instinct a lot. This is not
Oh
good.
my god.
And he's got Heart of
But
Gargos.
you can just sweep him when he's in instinct, fortunately.
Yeah. Okay. So barracks. So let's do it. I'm gonna go ahead and take my best artifacts because you guys saw how much damage that did to normal
Yep.
Gargos. This Gargos has a different health scale.
Yes.
So 40% of, I'm going to make up a number, well, let's say 40% of like 200% health is something, but 40% of 300% health, those are not going to look like a whole lot.
Or
Not at all.
400%.
Yeah. It's
I don't even remember what the scale is for Godlike. It's yeah. Up
it's
there.
bad news.
It's up there.
So I'm just going to quickly do this. And again, I've been stockpiling these so that I can show how this works.
Yes.
Well, actually, I just used my last instinct.
James
on this
has been playing almost
A
every
lot.
day.
I mean, it's almost like he
stockpile
works on it.
stuff. So that he
Waiting
can
for
go
this
and do
very moment.
I mean,
This-
guys, I've played
this
like
moment.
a good 16 hours of Shadow Lords, like actual play,
Oh yeah.
in retail, not
Yep.
including all the fact that I had the chance as a dev to play this a bunch. So, all right.
Dude,
No, this will be good. I don't think I've seen this
I
take
don't-
place yet.
I mean, I'm rooting for you, dude. I don't.
It's 404 now. I'd like to see you make it to
I
406.
I have not seen anyone beat. I don't think
Nice.
has anyone beaten Gargos on Godlike.
I don't know.
I don't know if anyone has.
You know what? I'm gonna go with Riptor first because
So maybe that's
fun.
something for the good luck to all the people that go into the Shadow Lords beta in about a week when Ricari starts opening it up.
Yep. Yeah, I want to hear about your experiences. I mean,
Yeah, totally.
obviously we all do. What works
I
for
would
you?
really
What doesn't
not
work?
suggest jumping into Godlike though, thinking that you'll somehow get ahead.
Oh no, that's not happening.
Yeah, that's probably not a good
Actually,
idea.
no. I do want you to jump into there and come back to us and say, okay.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, if you're masochistic and you want to just go for it. And,
That's what I've kind of waited for, is watching
I
people
want the
develop
pain.
strategies that haven't played, and I'm like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, no, go ahead,
Yeah,
no,
go
that'll
ahead.
totally work.
It's totally
No, throw that out.
fine.
Throw that out.
You go with that. You go with that.
But then again, your skills are untested, so
Yeah, who knows?
you might find a strategy that works. I like how you're really reading through these, like he's not about to just wreck you.
I know. I'm trying to.
This is
Try
what I
to
was
go-
saying is sometimes it's fun is James will sit here and debate about what to take, and he's like, I think I'll take this, and then that'll be my strat, and then he gets in the fight, and it's over in like 15 seconds.
I'm gonna go with. You know what? Screw it. I'm gonna go all out. I gotta do it.
Oh yeah.
I gotta do it. I just can't. I just
All
can't
right.
not go for it.
So
Now, I will say he's not final tuning.
yeah.
So if by some miracle I win here,
Wow.
yeah,
I've got my stopwatch ready.
you gotta
I'm gonna throw this out
stopwatch.
here.
Okay.
So the second the match actually starts, no intros, nothing.
All right. Cool.
Heart of Gargos is in there, veins, fang, flesh.
This is
oh my
all
goodness.
just bad news.
Fang
Yeah.
is basically all of his attacks do full damage even when blocked, if I remember correctly.
Here we go.
Okay.
Not too
okay.
bad.
Again, I've got my unblockable rocking.
Oh, that would be why. I'm like, wait, how are you?
So you
Wow.
use that off the bat. Oh, and here it comes. Okay, James. I just want to point out how much he's actually hit him, and the fact that Gargos still has a third of his first health bar left. Oh my goodness.
And there goes all your health. Yeah.
What happened to my health?
Hey, we're at 40 seconds now.
You did a great run. That was a good run for first.
That was
so
amazing.
far.
I was actually over here like, James is going to beat this.
Yeah, I was like, oh my gosh, are we gonna do this on stream?
Oh man.
Jerk.
Oh boy, here we go.
Yep, here they come.
That's okay, because I got this. I got this going.
Yeah, Riptor does have the.
All right.
Wait, is that my whole life bar?
Yeah.
What just happened?
Woo! There we go. 59 seconds so far.
Oh, that's the Gargos that I remember.
Yeah, I've seen that screen a lot.
What just happened?
He coughed on you.
I honestly, yeah, I don't think, I'm sure some of our QA have done this, but,
Assume Scorpion says, use Kim Woo, you will win. Kappa, kappa, kappa.
yeah. All right. Okay.
We
So,
have faith in Larry with Kim. That Larry will pull it off with Kim.
Yep.
Save wolf time. There
Here we go. Here we go.
So another problem is, so now this is my second fight. He's going to continue with all his stuff. So whatever instinct, whatever shadow meter he had, he's going to continue with.
Got Thomas
So-
Dolby Saberwolf going on there. Blinded. You're blinding with science.
All right. Beautiful.
You're using your unblockable. I think.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He's got that unblockable. Oh!
Oh, that was a bad instinct cancel.
Yeah, here come the minions.
James is working it as much as he can.
Oh!
Really?
Oh my goodness.
Why are you such a jerk?
Good
Nice.
grab, good grab.
Nice.
Those low sweeps. Alright. 1 bar gone. Oh yeah, he's got
No,
it.
he's regenning now.
Yeah, and he'll do this because he regens health.
So
I love
mad.
that he just does the gargoyle crouch in front of you, just like sitting there like, yeah, what you do?
No. You're not supposed to get too close like that.
Oh my gosh!
Once James had a health bar, then
I remember that story.
there was gargoyles.
You know what? The minions did that to you, that
I
that
know.
bar.
I like how he just came over and contemplated.
Yeah, he
While
thought,
the
of,
minions
thought about
were,
your
like,
existence for half a second.
Why would you try and counterbreak a computer?
You did not.
Because there's a 1 in 90% chance you'll hit.
Yep, and if you
So
do,
I
you
think it's safe
need
to
that.
say you did not blind him with science.
No. Alright.
Here we go.
Man, that's an old MTV reference.
This is a mess.
No, you're good.
Yes.
You're at 210.
It is a mess. That's exactly
This
what's
is
wrong
godlike final boss.
with this. Okay.
Now we're gonna make sure that you eventually can beat him.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't have.
It's just not
All
gonna
of the
be.
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not going to be a gimme.
James doesn't have all the stuff.
I'm not going in with multiple killer pets, which you would need to even think about doing this. I've got 1 killer pet. I'm going in
Yeah.
with.
Those guardians are crucial. They are
Guardians are crucial.
Oh,
Oh, at least he canceled it. How do you not cancel that? That would really hurt.
Oh,
Nice. Smart move.
okay.
Oh.
Oh,
Take the help.
yeah, James.
All right.
Okay, I still got
Whew.
maybe 5 seconds left on this nonsense.
Attaway. Oh,
That's it.
the break.
Jump back, trip,
All right.
trip, trip, trip,
Now I really want to see it
trip,
happen.
trip. And there, get that poison rocking.
Oh no. I'm over like James might do this.
Yeah.
Dash back.
Oh,
Yeah.
he missed.
Come on, James.
Oh wow.
Oh! That was
God.
crucial.
You're gonna
James, you gonna do this?
pull this off? Holy cow.
Oh no. Oh no.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Come on, James.
Gargos, baby, get some distance.
Oh!
My God.
James. Let's go. Yeah, I'll
Wow.
take it.
On camera.
Oh my gosh. 3 characters.
Oh, that's
All
insane.
3. Holy cow.
That is insane. 3 minutes 45 seconds, dude. That is nice.
Somewhere there's a designer in Iron Galaxy going, okay, we're buffing Gargos.
Dude, that is insane. But what I
All
can't
right.
wait
So
for is
it
people
can
to
be
see.
done.
Can be done.
Can be done. Congratulations, James.
I don't know anybody else.
I'm
I'm sweating like crazy. Damn, that was nuts.
All right, well, hey, we will be back with more Shadow Lords throughout the rest of the week. Again,
Yep.
we'll have a ton more stuff to show you guys. You've seen a lot of it now, but we're gonna keep playing. We're gonna keep answering your questions as best as we can. But thank you all so much for joining us. Really appreciate it. Adam, James, thanks for coming to answer as many questions as you could.
Thanks, everybody.
Any more thoughts? Throw them in the forums. We'll gladly answer when we get the
Someone
chance.
there, James.
Thanks all. We'll see you later. Bye.